Hey folks, it's a little past 11:30 p.m. the 4th of June 2017, and this is my 6 months easy mode update for NoFap. At this point, I am mostly focusing on working on my magical or spiritual practice. I'm reading a lot of books actually. That's that is, let's see what articulates this book. 48 Laws of Power, and honestly, that's mostly where my focus is going, but I do realize I gotta take care of other priorities, and I think that that sort of realization is kind of part of the whole NoFap thing. Like, I stop getting focused on just one aspect of my life and just one problem or so. I'm kind of freeing up my attention, so to speak. Um, and like while I'm here on this earth, I will have to deal with material needs and wants and that sort of deal. I can't be going so extremely spiritual or immaterial in my focus. I have to have a sort of balanced approach, and that's something that's grown on a NoFap really. Just not being so obsessed with one thing or another. Just trying to focus on taking care of the bigger picture. Now, as as I've gotten to this point in this whole journey, I'm observing other folks as well. I follow some NoFap YouTubers, and I know, like for me, for instance, I've had to learn to become more, you could say, comfortable with situations that were otherwise uncomfortable for myself. Whether that was being more social or just learning to use my time better. And I think that a lot of folks I've been following, like NoFap Brotherhood, 24/7 Betterment, and other number of others. It seems like with them the main issue is loneliness and boredom. And I like the whole cold shower analogy for explaining how to approach that. It's something that again I've been having to use. Just making sure whenever I take a shower, it's a cold shower. That gets me out of that sort of comfort-seeking mindset, and it's caused me to get more motivated to do things, to get things done in the day. Because you can get over that little hurdle of you know taking a cold shower, which initially is very uncomfortable. You can start applying this sort of mindset to other aspects of life. Um, I guess when I wrote this thing down, I was for my 6 month update, I was in a little bit different state of mind. Um, I had been I've been watching clips from Planet of the Apes, the 1968 version, and so when I wrote down this list, listing the stuff I want to talk about, I kind of put that in there. Um, Partially because, and this is again something that I mentioned Next Nostradamus in other videos, but one of the things that he kind of got towards or got, kind of he would talk about over and over again was the idea that when you're PMO addict or what have you, it's like you're wasting hours and hours of your time, hours and hours of your life, and if you were to add them up, all the hours that went into that, you'd have days, weeks, months, perhaps over the course of several years, you'd probably have at least a year or two, maybe more, that you could have been using for other things. And I suppose reflecting on the state of the world these days, right now, I kind of see it's almost like that scene at the end of the Planet of the Apes movie where you know uh, Taylor finds the Statue of Liberty there, and he's shocked that this would actually happen, that humans finally destroyed themselves, nuclear holocaust and that sort of thing. Of course, later on it gets explained in more detail about how that actually happened, but that specific scene, it really struck me, and I related to NoFap insofar as we have this, a lot of us, I don't know if it's an entire generation or just a certain age group, but um, you know, it's like we're wasting our lives, we're wasting our time. We could be taking the taking the bull by the horns, um, and essentially rising up in our lives, and therefore having more of an influence on the workings of the world in general. And we wouldn't, I feel, be in as trying of a times as we are if you follow the news. I'm not going to get into specifics about individuals and such, or political movements or groups or what have you, but um, and a lot of it is probably also just the fact that the media tends to focus on which they can sensationalize and get as many eyeballs on as they can, so that they can basically make enough money, whatever enough is for them. But um, it's kind of like that scene, that sort of analogy. It's like it's kind of like waking up, waking up from the haze you've been in with the PMO addiction, and realizing that the world has gotten worse, that our lives have gotten worse, and I kind of feel like it's kind of like now or never, getting this whole PMO addiction and really confronting life, confronting the underlying issues I've had in my life. It's kind of like me trying to prevent, sort of a, metaphorically speaking, on a hopefully a smaller scale, even some sort of moment like that. Realizing that, kind of like having this sort of Lady Liberty is destroyed, kind of moment in life where you kind of wake up and you realize that, like, you know, all the things you were doing, your habits, your pathway you're taking in your life kind of led to all this sort of self-destruction of a sort, whether on your individual level or, on a wider scale. And I suppose that's another reason why I reject the whole alpha, beta, whatever hierarchy thing, because I just feel like it's a really wrong focus in life, and that's why I don't treat NoFap like that. And of course, as time's gone on, I've gone through various sort of phases where I've viewed NoFap different ways, and at this point, I really I feel like it's like the baseline for me to move forward in life, and it's been a big thing that's forced me to confront my underlying issues and past traumas, and just the fact that I hadn't really learned how to cope with stress, anxiety, and just life in general, and the ups and downs. So I'm at 6 months easy mode, and I did my 4 months for hard mode update video. So that's where I'm at, and other than focusing on getting a job, looking forward to that 1 week trip to Morocco, and just trying to get things set up so that by the time classes roll around, I'll, at least either A, have enough money to pay for classes, like across the board, or get onto a payment plan, be able to cover rent, that kind of deal. Those are my, like, I guess you could say the big stressors in my life right now. But yeah, so that's it, and, as always, success is possible with, I believe, two things: adaptation and perseverance. And if me getting to 6 months is any proof of that, then, great. However, you have to find out what works for you, I guess, is the thing. And, good luck, and need any advice or guidance, you can leave a comment on these videos. I'm still aiming to get to that 1 year goal, because I feel that 1 year is going to be the point where, like, I could say that I'm essentially rebooted entirely. Obviously, I've broken the habit, I've broken the quote-unquote addiction, if you will, but to fully recover, I feel like I have to get to that year mark. Hard mode, So your easy mode would be like December the 6th. Then 2 months from that would be, February the 6th. That would be 1 year hard mode. So aiming to get to there, and taking 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. So anywho, see you folks around. Bye.